Louisiana residents reeling from floods that are just now receding. Over 95,000 residents there are now seeking help from FEMA. $17 million has been approved for rental assistance, home repairs, and other disaster-related costs. The maximum FEMA payout is for flood damage is $33,000, but many in Louisiana say that's not nearly enough to cover their damages. To the head of FEMA, Craig Fugate, who joins us now by phone. Craig, thanks a lot for joining us. It's a very desperate time. We understand your time is really pretty busy here. The main outcry we're hearing from people already is that they're not getting enough money, and that the $33,000 is just simply not going to be enough for an area which understandably didn't have flood insurance because it wasn't an area known for flooding.
Well, that's correct. This is how Congress designed the program. FEMA wasn't designed to be a fix-all. It was really a safety net that gets started. And knowing that the amount of money is not going to make people whole, we're working closely with our partners at Housing and Urban Development, other volunteer groups that will be going in and providing assistance, and looking how we maximize our resources to get people back in their homes. Again, we may not be able to make them fully whole or make the homes fully repaired, but we're really focused on getting people back in their homes, and if we can't get them back in their homes, provide other alternatives to give them more time to see what other solutions are out there.
Craig, I know you didn't set these caps, but you can understand if someone does not have enough money to get back into their homes, no matter, with the amounts that you're offering, how it feels disingenuous. And you can probably understand the anger of folks who pay taxes and feel like this may be the one time in their life they needed their government to step up, and it didn't.
Well, this is not new to this disaster. This has been the way that the program's run all the way through Sandy and previous disasters. Part of this is about responsibilities and sharing that responsibility. Again, we know that our programs don't make people whole, but we are working to get people places to stay and start that recovery process. But this is really where it takes a lot of other agencies and resources to get people back in their homes. And again, as we've seen time and time again in disasters, there is no substitution for insurance. And that's one of the things we really caution people about flood insurance is you may not live in an area that requires flood insurance, but if you're in an area that's at risk of flooding, your homeowner's policies don't cover it. Only thing that will cover is flood insurance. And again, that is your best defense. Knowing that these people didn't have flood insurance, we're going to have to look at what our programs can do, what Congress has directed us to do with those programs, but also look at other federal programs. Another big player here is the Small Business Administration with disaster loans for homeowners and businesses that had uninsured losses. So this will be a partnership of federal agencies working together. But again, it is about sharing this responsibility and trying to get people back back in their homes.
I know you don't want to sound too insensitive, but you're saying to a large degree it's the folks in this part of town, this part of Louisiana, it's their fault. They didn't have insurance, and that's why everyone's behind the eight ball right now?
No, that's what you said. What I said is without insurance, the FEMA programs don't provide enough recovery to make people whole, and that people without insurance, it's going to be much tougher to help support the recovery.
Craig, I know these are called assistance grants. Do they have to be paid back? I know with no. Okay, good.
That's the Small Business Administration loans would be, you pay back low interest over a long time, but our grants are not required any repayment, and that is, I think, why again they are set to provide a level of assistance to start a recovery, but it will not make a full recovery. We have to look at our other partners and other tools out there. But if you qualify for a FEMA grant, there's no requirement to repay those grants as long as you are a qualified applicant in the household to get the funds.
Well, that's good news. Before I let you go, sir, I want to ask, there's a fair amount of local criticism down there that President Obama hasn't shown up, but I've heard where the White House is saying that through FEMA he is communicating. Is FEMA the main conduit between the White House and those people in Louisiana trying to get things back in order?
Right now, again, we're primarily, working with all of our federal agencies supporting Governor Edwards. Governor Edwards has been in conversations with the president. I've been in conversations with the president. He's briefed on this response. He's been very clear on our direction. And again, the president's direction is when he does visit disaster areas, he doesn't want to get there when we're still, committing resources to response and diverting that away if he does make a trip. So there's also right now, this was not a disaster just happened and ended. that would be different. But we still were working with the state. They were still doing search and rescues. There's still not areas they have to check again to make sure that everybody did get out and was safe.
Right.
So until you get to that point, if you bring the president in, now you're pulling resources away from those that were helping the people. And, President Obama is very sensitive about not wanting to pull away resources helping people until that part of the response is stabilized.
Craig Fugate, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.